So this is just something that I threw on here from an article that I read on Destructoid that made a whole lot of sense. A lot of people have been saying this, that not specifically the way that I worded it, but they have been saying this about this service. And what it is, in summary, is basically PlayStation Plus is to this generation that Xbox Live was to last generation, in the sense that Xbox Live revolutionized the way we think about playing games online, and now every major home console manufacturer has a service like Xbox Live with maybe more advanced features, or whatever. But in essence, without Xbox Live, we wouldn't have had the push to have something like that. PlayStation Plus has been increasing and increasing in value, and originally it was laughed at, saying, "Why would you pay for to play games on the PlayStation when it's free? You're basically paying for nothing." Now it's reached a point where you pay for PlayStation Plus, and in 1 month you get your money back. And for the rest of the year, if you only play a couple of games throughout the rest of the year, you've still basically gained a profit from having PlayStation Plus. And if you play all the games, it's an incredible profit. And it's almost reached the point of like having a Netflix account, where you pay $9 a month and you get thousands of movies to choose from. And that's something that's an expectation from us now. You don't think like if there was a service that popped up and said, "Whoa, here's a service, just buy the movies independently." I have Netflix. I could just wait till it goes on Netflix and watch it there. How many people say that? So it's reached a point now where it's just like, "Hey, this game came out on Xbox Live, PSN, and Steam. Buy it individually." How many people are starting to say, "Well, I can just wait till it goes on Plus"? And it's not as big as, obviously, Netflix, people's the way they say Netflix, but it's starting to become a big thing. And as we push forward into the next generation of consoles, it's very likely that Microsoft and Nintendo may steer towards a similar business model like PlayStation Plus, because it's also reaching the point now where Xbox Live is looking pretty useless. Like, you're paying $60 a year for what? For everything that Sony gives you for free, as well as the fact that Sony is now giving you a bunch of free games on top of that. So, anyways, that's my thought. Anybody has any insight on this?
Well, from trying to
Oh, here
no,
we go.
no. Honestly, I think I'm gonna say the opposite of what you think I'm gonna say. Is that no? I agree with you. Xbox Live is becoming something that you should have to pay for, especially with all the. I mean, PlayStation has a lot of ads, but they also have free online play. But Xbox has a lot of ads. Their dashboard has become all ads, and you still pay for a yearly subscription just to play online. I mean, you get deals here and there, but you get that on PlayStation as well. And I think with just the instant library on PSN Plus, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's a great value if you play a lot of games. Kind of unfortunately for me, I started out with Xbox 360, so I'm like really invested in it, and I'm going to stick with that for this generation at least. And so PSN Plus isn't really doing a lot for me because I mostly play my Xbox. But if I was playing just on my PlayStation, I think that it would just be amazing just to have all that stuff just instant. Monthly new games that come out. Sometimes you get them for free, or you get to at least get a reduced price. I hope that the 360, I hope for the 720 or the Xbox or whatever, they take note and maybe implement something similar, because otherwise they're going to get left in the dust.
Right. I mean, not that this is any defining factor or statistic that completely proves my argument, but it is very interesting to note that somebody that that Chris and I know, it's irrelevant to how we know this person, but I ran into him the other day, and we were talking about games, and he's diehard Xbox. Only has an Xbox 360. Doesn't have a PlayStation. Doesn't have a Wii or anything like that. He only has an Xbox. And he threw the nugget out at me, saying that he's going to pre-order the PS4, and he's going to switch sides from the 360 to the PS4 just because of everything that Sony's been doing with Plus, the exclusivities. He felt like in the launch of the 360, Microsoft had all the exclusivities on games, and that's why he went with the 360. And now he feels like it's been like a switch. Like all the games he wants to play are coming to the PlayStation. He missed out on a bunch of games that started happening in the last couple of years, and now it seems like it makes more sense to have a PlayStation than an Xbox if you can only have one console. And I almost feel like the industry has made that switch. Like if you went on the internet and you went on a random forum somewhere, non like biased to, like it wasn't like a PlayStation forum or an Xbox forum, something like that, back in 2007, 2008, somewhere around there, it was like 90% Xbox fans and 10% PlayStation fans. Every time you brought up the name PlayStation, it was just like, you play on a PlayStation with this loser, get the hell out of here. And it's almost had like a shift where that percentage has really stabilized and almost pushed in Sony's favor with most of the people that you encounter and talk to. Obviously, there's still plenty of people that are going to stay loyal to Microsoft, and there are plenty of communities online that are loyal to Microsoft, but I'm talking about just in general, a general survey. It seems like even in the games industry, even all the main blogs and all that, the amount that they talk about certain systems here or there, it seems like Sony has definitely basically what happened is that Microsoft caught Sony slipping. In the PS2 era, Sony had their feet up on the table, sipping their cognac, like, whatever, we got this. And Microsoft went, no, you don't, and this is why. And then they pulled the table out from under their feet and went, crap. And for this last generation, they've been playing catch up, like, we were slipping, our bad. So we're going to actually put forth a ton of effort. And it looks like they really honestly have, especially with just Play Plus alone. Not to mention all the exclusivities that they've really kind of tightened up on over the last 2 or 3 years. They've definitely brought a lot back to the PlayStation platform. So I don't know. I'm impressed with what they did. I mean, in 2006, I obviously I have all the consoles, but I always buy the PlayStation consoles first. And I guess you could say I'm more of a PlayStation gamer, but I try to enjoy all the consoles. But when I bought my PS3 in 2006, I was like, why did I do this? Like secretly to myself, like, this was a bad investment. I don't care about Blu-ray. There are no games. There's nothing even on the horizon that I could even give a damn about with this thing. There are no exclusive games. What? Why? But now I've reached the point where I'm just like, why do I have my 360? for Forza, basically. That's basically it. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting to see it shift like that, and it just Plus alone has flipped the tables. And I really, really hope for Microsoft's sake that they learn from Sony in the sense that Sony learned from them. Because Microsoft came out and said, look, this is Xbox Live, and this is why you're going to love it. And Sony said, whatever. And then they realized, oh, well, all right, this is pretty sweet. So they did it, and they brought trophies like the achievements. They brought the online service, the store, and all that. And they basically conceded and said, you had a good idea, so we're going to do it too. I'm really hoping that Microsoft goes, this PlayStation Plus thing you got going on, yeah, it's a good idea. We're going to do it too.
Well, I think that they think...
Brian?
Brian?
Sorry, I cut out. I think that they...
I think that they think...
I think that they think...
I think that Microsoft just
I
cut
muted by
Brian.
accident. Anyway, they're going to have to go, well, the public's going to want this. Whether they want to do it or not, they're going to have to. It's not like they're going to want to lose money by having to make deals with publishers so that they can get games for the service, but they're going to have to do it.
Definitely. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Microsoft announces here in, we have a month left? Something like that? Isn't it the end of this month?
It's supposed to be April at some point.
I thought it was at
I think
the end.
The rumor still is, it hasn't been confirmed, but the rumor is that they have like a conference all booked before GDC this month, which will be the last week of March, I think. So it'll be like the 26th or the 27th.
Okay, there you go.
So that's the rumor, though. They haven't said anything about that, because the only thing we've heard for like the announcement schedule is like the April one. So who knows what it'll be? We'll find out here shortly, most likely. So
soon enough, it'll be here.
They ruffled some feathers with the PS4 announcement, so we'll have to see what they come back with.
Yeah, I think that they ruffled the entire industry with PlayStation Plus over the last year. So I think even Nintendo probably doesn't even look at it and go like, it's not a thing we need to be doing. Like the fans who have Nintendo products are going, no, you need to. No, this is not fair. Why does Sony get to do all this and you're still doing an online system from 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, that's right, because Nintendo just discovered the internet. this year.
They don't know it exists.
Right. So you got to start somewhere. So we got to give them time to kind of like cruise around and go to websites and create a Facebook account. And they got to learn how the internet works, and then they can go advanced, like PlayStation Plus. Anyways, that's that.
Burn.
So PlayStation Plus is to this generation, hopefully, what Xbox Live brought last generation to this generation. I said that wrong. PlayStation Plus will hopefully be to next generation what Xbox Live did last generation for this generation.
Yeah, we understand what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, anyways.
Moving on.
Thank you for listening to just a sample of the Fistful of Potions podcast. For more on this and other topics from the week, check out our full episodes on iTunes, Facebook, and soon to be on TuneIn Radio. But what do you think about this? Do you think that as we draw closer to the end of the PS3's life cycle, PlayStation Plus has become something groundbreaking for the industry, much like how Xbox Live did at the end of the last generation of consoles? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe at the top.